Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Begin?
I will give you a question.
Okay, go.
Why and when did you start powerlifting?
Oh, you corrected your grammar. Good job, good job. I was about to fix you, but you fixed yourself.
I'm okay.
You're welcome. Okay, so why? When first, I guess.
Oh no. When is second question?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why and how?
Why? I started powerlifting because, one, it's very sustainable. Meaning you can do powerlifting, on your own, consistently over many years. You could do your own research, fix your own form if you have the dedication, make your own programming if you learn how, or get a coach. But the point is, it's pretty sustainable. Like over the long run, you can set goals, and it's really fun to achieve them and see your progress. Compared to other things like, for example, like crazier sports, like if you wanted to be an archer. I'm not saying there's anything bad about it, but you have to have the resources. You have to have a coach almost. You have to go there. But this you could do even at a commercial gym most times. And anyone can do it. I don't think you can walk up to anybody and say like, you cannot be a powerlifter. That person can do it, as long as, they're not injured or anything to begin with. But I can't walk up to somebody and be like, you can be a great basketball player, because, maybe they're just not interested. Maybe it's just not for them. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes you have to have a certain talent for certain sports. But powerlifting, anyone could do, and it's great for your body, great for your overall health. It's just, I think, really enjoyable. And then I guess the other question was when I did powerlifting? Was that it?
No, how?
How? Okay. Well, when I was a young boy, not too long ago, like yesterday, 2 days ago or something like that, I was like a kind of chubby kid. Like I wasn't fat by any means, but I like to eat a lot. As a kid, my parents, when we go to restaurants, especially if it's like, kogi, oh man, they would spend so much money, and I didn't know, as a kid, I was just like, yeah, give me more, and then be like, shh, like 10 servings later, and the bill comes out to the hundreds of dollars. I don't know, I was a kid. When I go home, I get like naengmyeon bowl, and I put cereal in there just to the top, milk, ice cream, 4 scoops. So I kind of got a little chubby. I think around middle school, and then in high school, I stepped on the scale one day and I was like, wow, I'm kind of fat, okay. And I just decided, like overnight, to start working out. And I was a kid. I was only like 14, so I didn't have access to a gym. In the US, sometimes you can't really go to a gym if you're that young. Like your parents have to sign for you, stuff like that. So I just went to my friend's apartment gym. I went so often that they thought I lived in the building, so I didn't even need my friend anymore. I would just walk to his apartment, go past the front desk, be like, hey, what's up? And they think I live there, and then I just walk into the gym. My friend wouldn't even come. So yeah, I just did strength training. I didn't know what I was doing. I did running, training, just a bunch of machines. But at least I built up like a base strength. I was still working out my muscles, seeing progress. I guess it was all hypertrophy. And then in college, I started doing my research. YouTube wasn't that big back then, so I'd have to actually just do reading and look at pictures. Back then I had to look at the cave drawings, the cave art, and read the hieroglyphic tablets and Rosetta Stone and do some archaeology, dig it up from the ground to find research. And yeah, that's why bench press was probably my best lift, because in my era that was like the big lift and everyone cared how much you bench, and it was just more accessible. Whereas, you know, the gyms back then, it wasn't easy to deadlift. Like even in America, like if you deadlifted and dropped it, people would like look at you funny and like kind of get annoyed. And you know, squat racks were kind of hard to find. And you know, back then nobody really recorded themselves, so I didn't really know, like, am I squatting properly? Am I squatting to depth? But bench, you know, I still was always able to do that. And then when I came to Korea, I got more serious about strength training. So I guess now the truth comes out. I came to Korea in 2008. So, you know, I was like 5 years old back then. And then, yeah, at that time, YouTube was at least growing. And within a few years, you know, a lot of channels with powerlifting resources. So, yeah, I got into that strength training. You know, I started squatting and deadlifting. Unfortunately, I hurt my back because I was doing a lot of ego lifting, you know, especially deadlift. I was not really paying attention to bracing. And I think bracing is one of those things most people just, you know, instinctively, they don't know how to do it properly. You gotta kind of learn and practice. So yeah, I hurt my back. I think it's also a genetic thing, like in my family. Like my mother has the exact same disc issue I do. My grandmother had a bad back, and yeah, I don't think it's coincidence. My mother and I have the exact same herniated disc, exact same area, exact same problems. So it was a little genetic, but of course a lot of it was bad form. But yeah, regardless, I kept pushing rehab, more resources on how to heal my disc on my own, because I didn't really want to get surgery, because it's kind of a big decision. And yeah, like even bench press over the years, even though I've done it for so long, I've changed my form little by little. You know, self-feedback, but also research, see what works. And yeah, squat and deadlift, of course. You know, like the coach here, Chibuan, helps me with deadlift. Squat is my worst lift, because that's the one that causes me the most back pain. So it's very on and off for me, but I still enjoy it. Honestly, I like squat is one of my more enjoyable lifts, actually. It's just that it tends to hurt me more often, and that's why I can't do it as much. So if you follow me on Instagram, that's why you see me doing a lot of belt squats and a lot of safety bar squats with the Mars bar, which feels much better than just a typical barbell. But I'm not giving up. You know, I'm still working on rehab all the time, and eventually my goal is going to be at least a 500-pound squat.
When and where did you start powerlifting?
Alright, when officially powerlifting, I think I started around 2015. So actually it hasn't been that long. Before that, as I said, mostly did just hypertrophy and just gym stuff. Where? Technically at a commercial gym in Korea at first. And then at a CrossFit gym, because I felt like I could deadlift and drop weights. Then, I think 2016, 17, my home gym. And then, of course, 2018, Training
When you tired physically or mentally, how do you surpass?
Okay. The secret is 500 milligrams of caffeine. No, okay. Okay, honestly, yes, it is kind of. So small tip for all of you guys, like if you feel like you're tired of the gym and you drink coffee all the time when you're at work, you know, save your caffeine for your workout. Like don't drink coffee throughout the whole day and then take a pre-workout and be like, oh, I don't feel anything. The reason you don't feel anything is your body got so used to the caffeine, your tolerance, you know, just grew too high. And sometimes you want to take maybe a few days off of caffeine, maybe even a week or 2 weeks off of caffeine to kind of feel it again. But other than that, I mean, honestly, it's about dedication. Like if you truly want to see your body change and get stronger, you know, you have to think of the gym as like enjoyable. Like it has to be fun for you. You know, if it's not fun for you, or you know, you don't really want that goal that bad, then you're gonna be tired. You're gonna be lazy. You know, so I think the number one thing I would do is like, you know, I make a program for myself. I make sure I follow it. You know, I say ahead of time how many sets am I gonna do per day, and I make sure I do it. You know, but that's why you also want to follow RPE. You know, like with RPE, you can't really fail. You know, because you just do the reps until you hit the RPE, and then you re-rack, right? And even if I'm tired, you know, yes, of course, I take a pre-workout, but as long as I follow RPE, regardless of how tired I am, I still make sure I finish the workout, follow the program, and that's how you make progress. You know, you don't miss a session and just say take a day off, unless you're sick. Yeah, if you're sick, you know, go ahead and take a rest day. Deload, of course, once in a while because it's actually good for you. But follow your program. You know, go to the gym 3-4 times a week. Set it. You know, don't miss a day. If you're gonna miss a day, make sure you plan it. And that's how I get past this tired feeling.
What is your goal?
My goal? Oh, I have a lot of big plans for True. You know, even for this YouTube channel, like Tom, the man behind the camera, is relatively new to our team and part of my big picture plan. You know, I want to grow our YouTube channel, not for the money, but you know, more for exposure, for powerlifting, get more people in Korea into this sport. You know, make it like a common term. You know, like 삼대 운동. Like in Korea, I want everyone to know what that means. And when you ask somebody like, yo, what's your samdae? Like they all will just respond, oh, this is my squat, bench, and dead. You know, and it'll be like a common question. You know, that's my goal. You don't have to be world record, like, you know, crazy. You know, you don't have to be the top level of Korea. I just want everyone to know that powerlifting is healthy. You know, it's a great hobby to have. You'll live longer. You'll feel better. And it's always a nice hobby on the side to have. You know, like at the end of the day, you should look forward to going to the gym and you know, doing your workout. That's my number one goal. Other than that, for True, I also want to hold more competitions. You know, we have all these nice new ghost combo racks. I want to put them to good use. I think you guys know we're going to have that Strong Girls festival in December 19th, but I want things like that to happen more often. You know, that one's specifically for the Strong Girls members, but you know, I want everyone, you know, co-ed, meaning both genders. I want to hold like really big competitions. Not even just here. Eventually, I want to make it so that we rent out a hotel, like, you know, a big auditorium, and have like this annual championship. You know, I want to break down barriers between federations. You know, I want to make it so like everyone in Korea can compete together if possible. You know, that's my dream. You know, it's a problem everywhere, honestly. Like in the US, you know, there's controversy with USAPL and USPA and IPF, but I just hope that can go away, and hopefully I can help that happen by just having everyone live together and be happy and be on the same page. Personal goals other than that, I guess, you know, in terms of my lifting, right now I'm kind of in like in a maintenance, like power building phase. I'm experimenting. Every year I have like a slightly different goal in terms of like my personal physique. So right now I'm focusing a little bit more on bodybuilding. Like I'm trying to bring my shoulders, my arms up a little bit. So, you know, bench press is still a big thing, but you know, I'm doing a lot of incline, you know, shoulder work as well. So my flat bench, of course, is going to suffer, but that's part of the plan. You know, a lot of people get sad when they like get weaker on one lift. I'm like, you know, this was part of my plan. I expected it. I know I can't do magic. If I focus more on my shoulders and biceps and my deadlift, my bench might suffer, and I'm okay with that. So I'm trying to be a little bit more well-rounded. I'm working a lot on my lower body, a little bit less on my flat bench. And I'm gonna try to maintain around like 77, 78 kilos for a while and see how it goes. And then maybe after that I'll bulk a bit.
Something to tell for our subscribers?
Okay. Well, number one, thank you so much for being our loyal subscribers. Powerlifting is still a relatively small sport, I guess, in Korea, and I think we have a very loyal subscriber base. Of course, I hope to grow that as powerlifting grows, but I'm in no rush. And please, just always leave comments on what you want to see. You guys know I like to keep it funny and not too serious. I really like to come stuff. So if you enjoy that, let me know. If there are any topics, informative, that you want me to go over or any of our team members to go over, let us know. We're always reading comments and trying to respond to every single one. But again, thank you for subscribing and viewing. And please look forward to great content in the future.
Where do you prefer to live? America or Korea?
Okay. Well, when I first came to Korea, I missed home a lot. As you can tell, I'm very Americanized. That's where I was born. I was not born in Korea. And my Korean is not so great. It's gotten a little bit better, but not much. But over time, every time I went back home over the years, because I usually go back home once or twice per year ever since 2008. And over time, I've come to realize that, I actually do prefer living in Korea for the long term. Because, one, I met my wife here, so of course that wouldn't have happened if I lived in America still. But otherwise, it's kind of easier to live here. Everything is very convenient and close and clean and safe. In America too, of course, you could order your food, through like Uber Eats and whatever. But here, everything is so fast, You just put one app and your food is there in like 15 minutes. Tax is included. There's no tip. That's great. What else? Like Coupang, Gmarket, that stuff delivers in like one day. Everything's so fast. Transportation is great. Traffic, not so great. That's why I drive, motorcycles and scooters, because there's no such thing as traffic for me. I make my own roads. But other than that, safety too. You can walk through almost everywhere in Korea without worrying about, is someone weird walking behind me? Is someone gonna mug me or rob me? I'm not saying it never happens. Of course, it happens everywhere in the world, but percentage is very low here. In America, honestly, you do have to worry about that depending on where you live. I don't think there's anywhere in America you can say the percentage of safety is higher than here, like in any area of Korea. And that's a big deal. Like if you put your phone down somewhere at a cafe in America and you walk away for 30 seconds, 1 minute, it's almost guaranteed gone. And you'll never see it again. But here, you come back like 3 hours later and like someone at the front desk is like, oh, hey, you left this here. And you're like, oh, thanks. And they'll like call you and tell you left your phone or wallet somewhere. That's like the kind of quality of life that over time you realize it really is important to me. But of course, I miss American food, or should I say like the food in America sometimes. Pizza in particular, but I found some pretty good pizza spots here, but they're like New York style, so it kind of makes sense. Other than that, and also for my current job here at True, like in America, it's already kind of well established, the powerlifting community. So actually, I like the fact that powerlifting is not fully established here yet, because I want to help it get there. I like helping powerlifting grow here. If it was already so common, I feel like it wouldn't be much of a challenge. And to be honest, I like to lead. I don't like to follow. I like to be an entrepreneur who starts my own businesses. I've worked at corporate, big companies before, and it just wasn't for me. So another reason I like it here is that I could help lead the way in powerlifting and strength training, and be part of this growing community and see it from the beginning. It's very different when you just join something at the end, and when you join it at the beginning and you see every step along the way, you kind of feel like it's your baby and you helped it grow. It's like your puppy and you see it all grown up. So I really like that part. I really love that part about Korea. Okay, so that's just the video about me, a little introduction, some details that I probably haven't talked about before. But if you have more questions, maybe I'll do another one. Leave it in the comments below. Thank you for listening, and as always, remember, sumo is cheating.